Started. So hello everyone, I'm Max. I will be your host for today. First things first, this is a Kubernetes release team meeting. This is running under the CNCF code of conduct, which boils down to be just nice and awesome and friendly to each other. So please respect that and give your best, but I know you will do. I just mentioned it shortly before. If you have any open points you would like to discuss, please add them to the open discussion points. I will check it later in the end after we have run through all the teams to see if anything is open. So therefore, let's jump right into it and go over to enhancements.
Okay. Hi everybody, this is Jiahui Enhancements Shadow. Our current status is green. However, we have one item to discuss. So we have started reaching out to enhancement owners about open PRs, or the lack of it, in KK. I think that's all the status.
Cool, awesome. Any questions for enhancements? Perfect. Then moving onwards to CI Signal with Laura.
Hi, this is Laura, CI Signal Shadow. Here, our current status is yellow. So first, just the general landscape updates. Master blocking has 1 failing, 4 flaky, 2 of them are tracked, and 2 of them aren't showing a pattern yet. On master informing, 0 are failing and 8 are flaky. We particularly want to highlight that 2 of our master blocking flakes, those 2 master blocking flakes that are tracked, those issues have been open for a long time. So that's kind of why we're on yellow status and would appreciate input to help resolve those issues. So ending 702 still technically needs triage from SIG testing and has been open since January 22nd. And ending in 530 did have triage accepted from SIG network, but the last real activity was on it around Jan 20th. So we have some pings out on the issues, but just flagging that here. And if anyone else can help or communicate to those people too, and I can also ping again in the SIG Slacks directly.
Okay, I will take this with me so that we also will reach out to the SIG testing and SIG network, see what's going on. Often they are also working somewhere behind the patterns or behind the curtains on solving the issues, but we will reach out for you too and see Thanks. That we at least get some feedback here and have next week a good update on it.
Cool.
Any other questions to Laura? Alrighty, moving onwards to Backtriage.
Hi, this is Dipto. So current status is green. The 2 blocking issues that we had, one was the dog question, one which is to be resolved later in the cycle, and the other Golang version issue. There's been an activity in that issue, and based on the feedback, there will be a couple of more PRs, and 1 PR has been merged related to that issue. Other than that, we are tracking all the upcoming all the issues and PRs, and there have been a couple more PRs which we'll be tracking. So that's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. If you need anything there, please raise the hand and give us a ping so that we can intervene if you need something. Cool. Docs with Nate.
Hello, everyone. The docs current status is somewhere between green and yellow. And that is because we haven't had a whole lot of movement getting folks to open up PRs. There's been some discussion around encouraging maintainers to open these earlier. This time in the last cycle, we were green with a few fewer keps tracked, but in week 10, with the same numbers, we went to yellow. So I'm not yet very concerned, but I do have a level of concern that some of these things aren't getting done yet. So we're going to need to start looking at poking maintainers. The integration branch is mostly healthy. It does have an easy CLA error, which are now blocking on the website repo. So that's something I'm going to need to investigate. So that, I think, is most of the update.
Okay. And are you moving from yellow more to greenish, or is it more from greenish more to yellow?
We're moving from green. We're green, but we're moving towards yellow. So let's make that more obvious.
Okay, just as a good indication and to understand which direction you're currently moving, so that we are aware of. We'll keep an eye on it as usual. Please raise your hand if you need any further support here.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. Lucas with release notes.
Hi, we're green. We had a meeting to resolve or discuss issues and improvements with Krell. The notes of the meeting are in our channel. Krell has been updated to not use SSH or Git SSH, as it was already using tokens, and we're planning to update the editing flow guide and the handbook and add more information to it, including like we've made some of my shadows have made YouTube videos about how to exactly go about it, just to make it a little more clear. And yeah.
Cool.
Sorry to interrupt. Is there, you didn't ask for questions for docs and one has popped up. Jesse, do you have a question for docs?
Oh dear, I was in another window. Yeah, hi. I was happy to just ask you on Slack because I think it mostly is for you. Are you primarily, because I've been gone for a month. Hi everybody, I'm back. I'm
Welcome
here.
back.
Thanks. Are you primarily using your new beta tracking and not the spreadsheet? I was just noticing all your metrics in the spreadsheet are not quite correct, and I could help you look at those if you like, unless it doesn't matter.
Primarily, we are using I mean, canonically, the source of truth is the spreadsheet still. So that needs to be, if it is incorrect, it needs to be updated. I think that we are primarily, however, using the I think we're using both, to be honest, because we're trying both. I tend to look at the board first if I'm looking at something. It's like if I need to know a thing. Last week we actually had a new kind of spreadsheet error that I hadn't seen before. Normally, when you add a cap, we get a shifting. But last week we had actual data loss. About 6 or 8 rows somehow got defaulted back to the an empty state, and so we were able to roll it back. But had we not been able to roll it back, I'm glad that we had the board, because the board had the duplicate information.
Sure, that's the best time to have a new kind of failure like that. I've never seen that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can ping you and we can look at it together if you're interested. Just ping me anytime.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Good to see you back. Alrighty. Any questions either towards docs or release notes in this case? Okay. Moving onward to comms.
Hey everyone, so we have received some removals feedback from the SIGs. Basically, I sent over the list of items we were tracking for removal. I cast a very wide net, so anything that was listed as an enhancement or a deprecation in an enhancement that would be graduating. So for example, the API would switch from beta to stable. Technically that counts as an API deprecation. And so we got some feedback from the SIGs, and some of them were confused by why their issues were in there, but that's all been worked through. And so I've created a sort of first draft of the removal blog. Maybe I should have put the word draft there first. And we also have, again, spreadsheets for folks to review the removals and deprecations that we have planned. And then also a feature release blog that's going to come out towards the end of the release. So as always, if anyone has comments or questions or wants to review the items that we have listed for removal or deprecation in either sheet, please do so. And also items that should be highlighted for the future release as well.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, again, would like to invite you also to have a review on the blog post drafts and to double check if they're okayish, does this information fit and is suitable. If you need any further input from also maybe from the SIGs towards this, please raise the hand there so that they can also obviously double check the content. I heard starting question somewhere. You're on mute, Jesse.
Yep, cool. I am so out of practice. Yeah, so I just wanted to make a quick comment that I commend you, Mickey, for identifying any change as a potential deprecation for given downstream end users. I think that was really wise. I know it caused confusion. I saw it go by, but I think you handled it really well. That was a good move, and I think that's something we should follow in the future.
Yeah, my plan is to try to document this process for moving forward, because the removal and deprecations blog hasn't really happened very often before, and it didn't seem like there was a ton of guidance in the docs that we had, at least from a comms lead perspective so far. I think it just said,
yeah, that's classic iteration, right? Yes, so that's on me, but there was nothing there before at all. So you're improving what was left behind, which is great.
No, of course. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you very much. Okay, release branch management.
Hey everyone, we don't have any new updates. The next pre-release is Alpha 4, which is going to happen on March 22nd. So we are like 2 weeks out from that. So we'll have more updates going forward probably next week.
Cool, thank you. Joseph, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here with everybody, and I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. So I sent out a couple things. Mid-cycle shadow survey is out, so that'll be open until early next week. So if you can get a chance and share your things that you've experiencing so far this cycle, ideally, it's a safe space for you to help express yourself, and as well as help improve like the shadow program. As we know, it's a work in progress, and we want to make sure that as we keep revising it and improving it, that it enables others to be able to, have a good experience as well. Carlos, I will double check to see why I didn't have you on there. If you didn't, I will add that in the notes here in a minute. Other thing is the doodle for mid-cycle retro is out, and I will close that on Friday and send invites right out after. So just a note on that, there's an opportunity for you to kind of get in there, and as we've gone through this cycle so far, I know some teams have had more engagement, like enhancement teams really early on. So I definitely look to hear a lot of signal from that group, but others as well. Like there may be things that you feel that you've seen so far that you'd like to add in. And I think especially when individuals who have been through this a few times is ready, your perspective is really valuable. So please be generous, share your comments. Love to see that and see how ways we can improve there as well. And then one thing of note, maybe for some of the leads who are the shadow leads and others who may have had action items from the previous retro, take a look at those if you haven't had to take a look at the things that you may have signed up for, have been tagged for, because we will be going over those to make sure that, we are, even though we're getting things coming in from the last release cycle, we want to see the progress that we've made, as well as we bring on new items that may need to get worked on. And then the last thing is just the outreach that I'm going to start doing. I have talked to one lead already. I'll be hitting the rest of you as well, just to kind of just talk to Succession right now, just a little bit, since we've still got a little bit of time, but just want to make sure that, you have the support you need and how to, the criteria is and how to what to look for, and then we could talk tactically about it. So that's it for me. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the day as well as week.
Thank you very much. Awesome. From the release lead team, there's no updates so far. Maybe just a minor heads up. On Monday, the 21st of March, there will be also starting the burn down meetings. So we will have then on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday regular meetings. And also then the call for exceptions are going to be open at this point in time. Perfect. No open discussions were had. Maybe your last chance to ask them being recorded. Otherwise, I'm going over to stop the recording, and then you can also ask questions for off the record. Nothing in the chat. No one tries to unmute himself. Perfect. Then thank you very much. Have a great day and have a great week.